everyone, good evening. Kamusta po kayong lahat? I hope you're all doing great. So welcome po ulit sa ating Traders Plus by Melvin Jason De Vera, yours truly. Salamat po sa pag-register dito sa webinar na to. And tonight, we are very honored to be joined by the country's best coaches po that can teach us about stock market investing. So ito pa yung parang jump starter session. So we have John Philip Billones, who's a business development head of First Metro Securities. He is assigned in Davao. Kaway-kaway po, may mga taga Davao po ba rito? Yung kanila pong office sa Davao ay nandun sa Abriza Mall po. Okay. And of course, we have the author of Trader's Playbook himself ng First Metro Securities. Ito po yung nagbibigay ng mga extensive and in-depth market research para sa ating mga traders po. Walang iba kung hindi si Mr. Royce Aguilar. So thank you very much for joining us. It's our pleasure. Okay? So ako po ulit si Melvin Jason De Vera. Ako po yung founder nitong Traders Plus, which is a trading community group kung saan po gina-guide natin yung mga traders and wannabe na traders po. By the way, meron din po tayong YouTube channel. Kung nakita nyo yung trailer kanina, mag-subscribe lang po kayo. Marami po tayong mga videos doon. And yung mga videos natin is about educational videos on trading and investing po. Okay, so hindi ko na po masyadong kakainin yung oras ng ating mga speaker at mas gusto po natin na matuto mula sa kanila. So let me call on si Mr. John Philip Billones of First Metro Securities. Sir, you can take it away. You can actually go and share your screen.
All right. Thank you for that very warm introduction, Sir Melvin. Okay naman po ba yung audio and video, sir, so far?
So far, sir, yes, I can confirm that I can hear you and I can see you po.
All right. That's good to hear, sir. Ayan. So, again, thank you again. We'd like to first thank si Sir Melvin Jason De Vera for actually giving us this opportunity through his Traders Plus na community. We could actually conduct this Stock Market 101 session for them. So, I'm thankful din. I'm happy to see you have 22 participants tonight. So, exciting, no? Kasi ngayon, it's a Tuesday night. So, siguro ginagawa ninyo is just to relax sa bahay ninyo. But you're actually spending time right now, no? It seems like you're investing in yourself, no? By learning more about the stock market. So hopefully, the value that we can share with you tonight, of course, sana naman you find value in it para, of course, worth it naman sa oras ninyo. So tonight, again, as mentioned ni Sir Melvin Jason De Vera, we're joined actually by Mr. Royce Aguilar. But Royce will actually be joining us later towards the middle ng presentation. So let me introduce myself first before we go any further. Again, I am JP Billones. I'm a business development officer for the Mindanao desk of First Metro Securities, the stock brokerage house of the Metro Bank Group. Our company has been through the years, and many corporate milestones. But here is our lineage. So we are actually under GT Capital. And under GT Capital, you have their Metro Bank, which I think most of you are familiar with. So si Metro Bank, meron siyang investment banking arm. That's First Metro Investment Corporation. And under First Metro Investment Corporation, you have us, First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation. So kami naman yung in charge to those clients. We are the ones who are assisting and helping people to trade sa PSE kasi we are a licensed trading participant. And yung mga other naman na sister companies namin that you might be familiar with is let's say si AXA, si insurance naman. And of course, si First Metro Asset Management, where Sir Melvin Jason De Vera is also affiliated. So, yan. So, medyo yun yung mga sister companies that you might be familiar of. So, we started our operations in 1994. Then we launched our online website in 2006. Then we introduced the country's first mobile stock trading app in 2012. Then, in the recent years, we've actually won numerous awards from International Finance Best Online Broker and Best Online Trading Platform. But I think the most notable is yung from Finance Asia. We've actually won the Philippines Best Broker Award, not only for 2020 but also 2017 and 2018. We acknowledge that this is the stock market demographics ng mga investors sa Philippines. This is from PSE's report. Imagine niyo, no, for over 100 million in population, only 1.2 million have stock market accounts. That's why yung naririnig niyo, di ba, that around 1% lang nag-invest sa market, I think kitang-kita yan sa numbers ngayon. And most of them even prefer online, 782,000. And that is where we come in kasi we are an online stock brokerage firm. Then most of them are also locally employed. So siguro most of you here are also locally employed, but there's been gaining interest from OFWs and kahit students. Okay? So medyo swerte, no, kasi marami ng ganitong mga initiatives right now, such as the initiative ni Sir Melvin to conduct these types of sessions for his community. So as you can see, most of them come from Metro Manila, but the rest of the country have yet to catch up. Even where I am based dito sa Davao City, sa Mindanao, we only comprise 3.3%. That's why yung team namin sa Business Development and Market Education, we conduct webinars and seminars from island to island, tapping private, public, and academic institutions to conduct these types of sessions. Pero yun nga lang, due to the pandemic, hindi na masyado in-encourage yung mga ganitong mga social gatherings or mass gatherings. Thus, tonight's format is through a webinar. Yun lang din yung maganda, no? Kasi through a webinar, kahit nandito ako sa Mindanao, we can still deliver value sa inyo nasaan man kayo sa Philippines or maybe outside the Philippines pa nga, di ba? So, akala nga din namin magdi-diminish din yung mga invites namin, but we're fortunate amidst the pandemic, some companies still tap us for their employees na engagement, for the financial literacy na sessions, or stock market 101 sessions sa mga, for example, ito si DTN Negosyo Center who frequently invites us dito naman sa Mindanao. And yun again, with the technology, kahit si Ateneo de Manila, I was able to conduct yung introduction to technical analysis for those who'd like to trade actively sa market. Even local influencers tap us to conduct these types of session. Ito naman, parang weekly updating naman to. Itong ginagawa namin with a local influencer. And sometimes si TGFI din, we conduct sessions for them. Ito medyo specific yung request nila sa amin. They want us to teach their members how to buy their first stock market investment and choose a good blue chip company. So medyo specific siya. So what's my point for sharing this to you? I just want to let you know that if ever you want us to invite us again dito sa, for example, sa Traders Plus na community or sa respective organizations ninyo or institutions, you can actually tap us, no, to conduct a tailor-fit session for you. So whatever po yung need ng organization ninyo or yung level of understanding na gusto nyo, we can tailor-fit these types of sessions for you. All right? So, which brings us to tonight's session, no? We're going to conduct a stock market 101. Pero big bonus for you kasi si Royce Aguilar, a member ng research team namin, actually gave us his generous time, no, to actually include yung market outlook and yung stock picks nila. So, the progression today would be medyo introduction muna, then application thereafter. So again, we are very fortunate and we'd like to thank si Sir Melvin De Vera for giving us this opportunity again to conduct this session sa Traders Plus community niya. Alright? So, by the way, parang ano lang din, no, si Sir Melvin kasi parang nagkakilala kami. Yun din, parang when it comes to financial literacy efforts. So, yeah. So, medyo, especially si Sir Melvin, he actually also promotes yung ano namin, no, yung platform, yung mga features niya. So again, we're very thankful for that. And all right. So without further ado, let's introduce ourselves muna, no, para ano naman, just to break the ice naman, no. I want to know you, especially dahil sa pandemic, no, dahil sa technology, even though I can reach you, medyo yung interaction medyo mahirap. So I want to know naman yung attendees natin ngayon. So what I want you to do sa cellphones ninyo, kindly visit www.menti.com, and when they ask you the name, please use your actual name para at least makilala ko naman kayo. Okay, so let me share my screen lang back to that, no? So I want to share to you this one. So please go to www.menti.com and use the code 47750740. Tatype ko siya dito sa chat natin para you will be guided. Alright, so pasok lang kayo, no? Okay. Everyone in the meeting, so that's www.menti.com. Then the code is 475 47750740. Alright, so please check the chat box. So, yan. Ayan. So, yan. Please, no, ngayon, it's isa pa lang. Meron tayong 22 participants. So, please, no, join kayo. Para malaman ko rin where you're coming from. Yeah, I just like to know more about you. Alright, don't worry, 2 questions lang naman to. I just want to get you familiar with this kasi mamaya meron tayong milestone. Parang check your understanding. So, be comfortable with this kasi gagamitin natin to ulit mamaya. Alright, so yeah, there are 4 participants right now nandito sa menti.com. Some come from Isabela, Cavite, Batangas, Sultan Kudarat, and Laguna. Okay? Nice, no? So, happy to hear that. So, siguro, a few more before we proceed. 23 participants. So, yan, join in kayo, no? So, Quezon City, yan. Marikina, alright. Okay, siguro pabutin natin ng 10, no? 8 pa lang ngayon. Okay? So, few more participants. NCR, okay. So as you can see, no, nakikita niyo rin talaga, di ba? May pinakita akong statistics sa inyo kanina. And yeah, most come from talaga from Luzon. Alright. May from Baguio pa, no? So, naimbag na rabi eh. Kanyayo amin. Okay, sa mga taga Baguio dyan. Alright. Okay, so I think that's good enough already. No, thank you. Now at least I know yung demographics ng mga ng attendees natin. So after this, after learning where you came from, next, I want to know naman, what topic did you come to learn more about today? May specific topics pa. So parang leveling of expectation to. Kasi I prepared the presentation, baka may specific topic na I can emphasize later kung yun talaga yung need ng community. So what topic did you come to learn more about today? No? So siguro 2 to 3 words lang na specific topic. Gusto ko lang malaman. Alright, nahihiya pa ata, no? Or, okay. Stock market, no? Kaya nga stock market 101, no? Technical and fundamental. So, siguro ngayon, I consider technical and fundamental to be intermediate level na kasi medyo you get into that siguro pag medyo may alam ka na about the intro. Now, the good thing about this lang tonight is that we can discuss a little bit of fundamental analysis. Kasi we have Royce Aguilar from our research department to talk about this. Okay, yung outlook nila and stock picks. Then, okay, so later din towards the end, I'm going to share din how you can start. And also, paano yung account opening. Okay? Yan. Okay, so yung trading tip, baka a little bit intermediate level na yan siya. So maybe we can conduct another session for that, yung mga trading talaga. Okay, so ano pa? Market updates. Ayan, mamaya, don't worry. I-share sa inyo ni Royce yung what happened to the market so far. And of course, may nagsabi din na outlook din ng market. Alright. Okay, so I think that's good enough already. So thank you for participating. Babalik ko na siya ngayon to the presentation. Again, salamat sa pag-participate sa lahat ng mga attendees. Babalik ko lang presentation dun sa PowerPoint. Okay, so hopefully na-break na yung ice with that introduction. Okay, thank you for participating. So tonight, we're going to discuss the following. Okay, hopefully nakabalik na kayo sa screen, no? So una, i-discuss ko, ano ba talaga yung stock market investing? How does it work? So also, I'm going to discuss next how to earn money from stocks. Ano ba yung mga paraan para kumita tayo sa stock market? And of course, I'm also going to teach how to trade or invest in stocks, yung actual na pagbili or pagbenta ng stocks. And lastly, how can First Metro Sec help? Dito na rin papasok si Roy. So he's later makikita niyo a glimpse of the value of our research team for your community. All right? So from this topics of discussion, we can now start. So una natin tatakal na question is yung very important question. What is stock market investing? So stock market investing is like owning a business without having to run the business. Kasi essentially, if you own stocks of the company, you own part of that listed company. So essentially, you own a piece of that business, but of course, you don't have to become part ng operation nila, yung day-to-day operations nila. So you don't have to run the business, you don't have to open up the stores, you don't have to monitor. Essentially, you just own a piece of a business. And of course, there must be a reason bakit nyo gusto yung business. Dapat likely siguro may growth prospects siya. And later, papakita ni Royce kung ano yung mga companies na may growth prospects given the current economic conditions. So, kasi yung pag-i-invest sa stock market is just like putting your money on the principal drivers ng economy. Okay, so how does that happen? Bakit natin nasasabi yan? So for us to answer that, dapat ma-answer natin yung question, why do companies issue stocks in the first place? Bakit ba sila nag-i-issue ng mga stocks? Ba't nila binibenta sa public? So most common reason is to raise capital from public investors. Yan yung purpose niya. So marami silang mga rason bakit sila nagre-raise capital. Paminsan meron silang mga bagong projects, siguro gusto nila expand yung store networks nila to reach their customers, no? To reach more customers, and of course, that hopefully could yield them more profits. Baka may mga bago silang product na i-launch, and of course, kailangan nila ng pera to do that. And sometimes may mga instances din na they issue stocks because they want to pay off debt. So, just to simplify yung process, think of it like this. Para siyang whole pizza yung buong kumpanya. What the company will do is to actually get a slice or two of that pizza. Sabihin natin 20 or 30%. They're going to divide that into millions of stocks or shares. Again, those shares are shares of ownership in a listed company. And of course, what they're going to do is they're going to offer that to the public, na general investing public. Okay? Of course, that doesn't come, walang free lunch, no? So, may presyo yan, may halaga yan siya. So, during this stage, usually they price it at a certain monetary value. Sabihin natin 250 pesos per share. Okay? Now, of course, what the general investing public will do, titingnan nila if appropriate ba yung 250 pesos per share. Mahal ba siya or mura ba siya? And dyan na actually papasok yung fundamental analysis, but we don't have the time to go deeper. Okay, so ito medyo gist mo na yung pag-uusapan natin. Okay? But of course, hindi lang nila tinitingnan yung value. The stock market is a forward-looking mechanism. We invest because we see a potential growth prospect sa kanya. So, yung 250 pesos ba ngayon, mura siya compared to its growth prospects? Alright? So again, hindi naman lahat would take that offer. Some people would get that. Some people would pass on that opportunity. But for those who would grab that opportunity, they would exchange their money for the stock. So in this process, the company was able to raise capital by issuing stocks. And the first time the company does this, ito yung tawag natin na initial public offering. Okay, so this is the first time that the company issues stocks and exchanges it for money. And since this is the first time, ito din yung tinatawag na primary market. So by the way towards my end of my part, I'm going to have a parang check your understanding. Para I want to know if you understood some of the concepts that I emphasized tonight. Okay, so hopefully you do well by listening to my topics. All right, ayan. So again this is the initial public offering or IPO. So there are many ways, no? 2 ways ngayon that you can participate in upcoming na mga IPOs. So you can do that either through the First Metro Securities platform or through PSEEC, which is the online LSI. So yung recent na IPO, si DDMPR, or that's your Double Dragon Meridian Park na Real Estate Investment Trust. Okay, so yun nga lang, just a general na guidelines. if you're going to reserve IPO through First Metro Securities na platform, it is on a best effort basis. So, ibig sabihin yan, you can reserve as many as you'd like, pero we would be allocating that as fair as possible sa lahat ng mga clients naman. Kasi limited yung per broker eh. Okay, so yan. Yung sa PSEEC naman, this is designed for local and small investors. Medyo may ano siya, no? Medyo makukuha mo yung allocation mo. Pero may limit lang kasi sila. Around 100,000 pesos worth of shares. But yun lang, medyo may may sense of hope ka doon kasi yun maximum yung 100,000. So parang understood yan na parang there's enough if each of the investors would get that amount. So what other people do para makuha na yung desired allocation, they subscribe through PSEEC and also through First Metro Sec. But of course, if you're going to go through PSEEC, you're going to nominate First Metro Securities as your broker. Alright, so ayan. So, once na-list na yung stocks, for example, na-exchange na yung money for, nag-IPO na-exchange na yung money for stocks, once it is listed already, it would be listed sa Philippine Stock Exchange. So, ito tawag naman natin is secondary market. Bakit? Kasi sa secondary market, you have buyers and sellers. Yung sellers, meron silang stocks na gusto nila ibenta at a certain price. Tawag doon is ask price. Yan yung hingi nilang presyo for every stock that they have. For example, nag-IPO. So ikaw, you have now the power. For example, naka-participate ka sa IPO, you now have the choice if you're going to hold on to that stock or you're going to sell it. If you're going to sell it, ang tanong, at what price? Okay? So, pag-list niya sa exchange, pwede nyo siya actually benta during IPO, no? Listing date niya. But of course, this would be merong play ito between your supply and demand. Kasi yung supply ng stocks available, yan yung sa sellers. But again, hindi naman, even though the sellers dictate the selling price, of course, the buyers can also dictate the price that they're willing to buy. Ang tawag dyan is yung bid price kasi sila yung may pera eh. So they would like to buy that stock at a certain price that they think is enough lang yung value niya. Okay? Now, this is where we come in kasi First Metro Securities facilitates the buying and selling of your stocks. You can do this online na through your platform. So you don't need to actually call us to execute your orders. Pwede nyo na siyang gawin through your platform or your account. Alright? So just to let you know, when you're going to trade, ito yung regular trading hours ng PSE. So the market pre-opens at 9 a.m. Up until 9:30 yan siya. But there's a no cancel period from 9:15 to 9:30. Then the market opens 9:30 a.m. Tapos continuous trade ng morning session up until 12 noon before the market takes a recess. The recess lasts up until 1:30 p.m. Then it resumes the afternoon session up until 3:15 p.m. Kasi pag 3:15, pre-close period na yan siya, which runs up until 3:20 p.m. pero merong no cancel period from 3:18 to 3:20. Then, meron tayong tinatawag ng market runoff from 3:20 to 3:30 wherein continuous pa rin yung trade but only at the closing price. But again, note ko lang this is the regular trading hours. Due to the pandemic, na-shorten to siya. So same pa din, open pa rin at 9:30 a.m. pero continuous trade na yan siya hanggang 1 p.m. before it closes. But I believe once bumalik na yung regular work na, so siguro pag okay na yung pandemic, then we will likely revert back to this. So wait na lang natin yung disclosure ng PSE. Now, during trading hours, usually nakikita nyo to sa trading floor. But I think sarado ata ngayon, no? Itong trading floor ngayon. Paminsan nakikita nyo rin sa TV, di ba? May parang gumagalaw sa business news, no? Paminsan we ask, ano ba yan? We actually call this your ticker tape. So yung ticker tape, di ba kanina, if merong nagkaintindihan na buyer and seller to trade at a certain price, yung actual transactions nila, makikita nyo actually dito during live ng market. So ano ba ibig sabihin ng isa-isa niyan? So let's pick one as an example. Let's say nakita nyo dyan, MBT 66 and 1,360. Ano ibig sabihin yan? MBT is your stock symbol. Actually, shortcut yan siya for Metro Bank na stock. Next is the price. So that is the price na nagkaintindihan yung buyers and sellers to trade. The next question is how many shares? Yan yung nakikita nyo dyan, yung 1,360. So pag may nakita kayong transaction, ang ibig sabihin yan is 1,360 shares of Metro Bank was traded at 66 pesos. Okay? Another common question we get, ano ibig sabihin pag green? Pag green, ibig sabihin yan, relative to the opening price, mas mataas yung trinade niya na value. Pero if red yung nakikita nyo, relative to the opening price, mababa yung last trade niya. If you see a yellow or black, no, or whatever be yung default na neutral, ibig sabihin it traded at the opening price, unchanged, hindi nagbago yung presyo at that time. Alright, so that's your ticker tape. Now we know that. Next question usually na tinatanong is, how much ba yung minimum in order to invest? And dito ko na-introduce yung tinatawag natin board lot table. Kasi yung board lot table tells us how much number of shares is required for that specific price range. So nakikita nyo dito, di ba? Different price ranges, magkakaiba yung minimum number of shares. We call that your board lot. For us to be able to appreciate this, let's use some examples. Let's say MPI or Metro Pacific Investments, their last traded price ngayong today is 3.69. So when you look at the board lot table, between siya 50 centavos to 4.99. So 1,000 shares minimum. Let's say Robinson's Land Corporation, 17.96. So, hindi na siya this price range. Nandito na siya between 5 to 49.95. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na kailangan ng 1,000 shares. 100 shares na lang. Next example, Ayala Land, 35.45. Within this price range pa rin. So, 100 shares minimum. Let's say SM Investment Corporations, medyo mataas yung presyo. Nasa 970. It's already in this price range. You don't need 100 shares. You only need 10 shares minimum. Higher price, let's say si Globe, 1,900. That's already within this pricing range, more than 1,000. So you don't need 10 shares. You only need 5 shares. Okay, so what I like about the trading lang sa stock market is that as the share price of the stock increases, the minimum number of shares also decreases. So at least this enables us to still participate kasi kahit medyo mataas na yung presyo. Okay, so my point here in this slide is that you don't need a lot of money in order to invest. For example, si Robinson's Land, you only need around 1,800 pesos to do that. Kasi 17.96 times 100, that's around 1,800. Ayala Land, 35.45. That's around 3,600 pesos lang if you multiply this price by 100 shares. Okay, so you don't need a lot of money in order to start investing. Alright? Tapos, ito pa. Ito lang din, mind, no? Hopefully, you get yung presyo, that's just price. Okay? Hindi naman price lang yung basis kung mahal siya or mura. Actually, for that, medyo kailangan natin yung intermediate level, no? Yung mga relative valuations. Tinatawag natin dyan PE ratio or price to book ratio. Pero that's beyond the scope na introduction. So, my point here lang, I want you to note lang na hindi lang yung presyo yung tinitingnan natin kung mahal or mura siya. Doesn't mean centavos lang yung presyo, mura yan. Hindi ibig sabihin to 1,000 plus yung share price niya, mahal agad yan siya. Okay, so kasi for us to know that, kailangan natin matutunan yung fundamental analysis or relative valuations. So siguro in future sessions, we can discuss that. Okay, so moving forward, let's say, nakabili na tayo ng stocks. How can we actually earn sa stock market? So there are actually two ways to earn lang. First is through price appreciation. Okay, so ano ba yung price appreciation? For example, naka-participate ka sa IPO. First way for you to earn is if sa secondary market, may willing buyer to buy at a much higher price than what you bought it. Kaya yung famous na adage, di ba, na buy low, sell high. Nabili mo siya at a lower price, may willing bumili sa iyo at a much higher price, high price appreciation na doon. And of course, no, walang bibili ng stock sa iyo at a much higher price if they don't see more value in it. Okay? So, of course, they buy it not because, they probably bought it because they think in longer na time, there will be potential growth sa kumpanya. So if you're looking at price appreciation, tinitingnan mo talaga is yung growth potential ng company. But sometimes naman na hindi lang price appreciation kasi may pangalawang way for you to earn. That is through dividends. Yung dividends naman is your share sa company's profit. Kasi of course, if the company earns money, then as an investor, pwede kang mabigyan ng share ng profits na yon. And for those who are looking into dividend naman as form of way to earn nila, ang tinitingnan nila is yung income. Okay? How much ba yung parang dividend income nila if they invest in this stocks? So parang two schools of thoughts to, yung growth or income. So siguro we can discuss na ngayon yung types of stocks for us to get better appreciation itong ways to earn sa market. So first type of stock out there is your preferred stocks. Yung preferred stocks actually pays you fixed dividends. Okay? Kasi yung preferred stocks, it's actually issued at a certain price. As you can see here, you have your Ayala Corp's na preferred shares, GT Cap's preferred share, and San Miguel Corporation's preferred shares. Each of this meron siyang issue price. Relative to that issue price, the company has actually issued a fixed dividend rate sa kanya. Okay, ito yung nakikita nyo sa third column. When you look at this dividend rates, relatively higher yan siya than common stocks. Kasi kahit yung index nga, no, who are well positioned to pay out dividends, nasa 2 to 3% lang siya on average. But ito, you see here 4 to 5% na yield. Okay? So relatively higher siya. Yun nga lang, since this is actively traded din sa market, meron din siyang potential to appreciate in price. And as you can see, as of March 8, ito yung mga market prices nila. So as you can see, tumaas na siya relative to its issue price. Okay? Lahat sila. Okay? I think given the low interest rate environment, meron din demand for preferred stocks recently. But of course, if you bought it sa secondary market, nabili mo siya at a higher price, the yield would also go down. Kasi ito siya, fixed to siya eh. Relative siya to the issue price. Since you bought it at a much higher price, bababa yung yield na makukuha mo. Alright? So that's your preferred stocks. Meron naman din tinatawag na common stocks. Ito, the main difference niya sa preferred stock is that hindi siya fixed. Variable yung dividend niya as declared by board of directors. Kasi once nagka-net income yung kumpanya, the board of the directors, meron silang parang pag-uusapan nila yan sa meeting. How much are they going to reinvest back to the business to grow the company further? And how much din yung ibibigay nila sa back to the investors in the form of dividends. Okay? So, yan. So, that's why paminsan may nakikita tayong relationship between sa dividends na binibigay ng medyo mature na companies relative to those companies na medyo may growth potential pa. Kasi bakit naman ibibigay ng board of directors yan back to the investors if they see further growth potential if they reinvest it back to the business? But again this is variable lang. So, paiba-iba siya. So, as you can see here, some examples. You have here Globe, JFC, and RRHI. Ito yung market price nila as of today. And ito din yung mga T12M dividend per share niya. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin nito is trailing 12 months dividends. Ito yung binigay na dividends over the last 12 months. Okay? Now, the logic here is that if the company would pay the same dividend in the next 12 months and binili mo siya at this market price, you can get your projected na dividend yield. Okay? So as you can see, si Globe nasa 5.68 yung yield niya, pero si Jollibee nasa 0.38% lang. So bakit merong difference kahit blue chip companies tong dalawa? Siguro makikita mo naman din, no? Ano ba yung mga news recently about kay Jollibee? Si Jollibee is parang nasa phase of expansion siya. Kasi nga parang it's actually acquiring businesses hindi lang sa Philippines but also international. Ayan, so siguro si Jollibee nasa phase pa of expansion, they'd rather reinvest it back to the business. Whereas si Globe, medyo ano na yung market niya, di ba? We can say that na capture niya na siguro yung number of clients na pwede nilang matap, no? Kasi may limitations na din who they can grow their market to. So medyo mas generous sila sa dividends compared to Jollibee. Okay? So, but mind you, some companies do not give dividends, no? Again, dependent yan siya. Paminsan, due to the conditions, they'll hold off yung mga dividends paminsan. But if ang hanap ninyo is yung biggest potential for long-term gains, nandito talaga siya common stocks compared to your preferred stocks. Kasi most people who buy preferred stocks, they're just in it for the dividend. So hindi mo masyado makikita yung price appreciation niya. So if you're in it for the long-term gains, yung biggest potential nasa common stocks. And mamaya ipapakita ni Royce ano yung nakikita nilang potential sa common stocks. Okay, so noon, ito lang yung parang major classification, no? Preferred and common stocks. But ngayon, meron na tayong parang bagong type, no? We call this your real estate investment trust. So itong real estate investment trust, actually, dalawa pa lang siya ngayon sa market. First in was si REIT, and ngayon recently si DDMPR. Okay, so the good thing about real estate investment trust is that they own income-generating real estate assets. For example, si REIT, ito yung mga office spaces or mga buildings under a REIT that own income-generating assets. So as you can see, sila Ayala North Exchange, Teleperformance Cebu, among others. Now, the beauty about real estate investment trust is that it's actually a dividend play for investors. Kasi, di ba, yung nature naman ng rental properties or yung mga properties, di ba, is medyo mas na-anticipate natin how much yung makukuha natin na income for that year. Kasi nga, fixed naman yun siya sa contract. Tapos paminsan, yung contract pa is designed to hedge against inflation kasi meron tayong tinatawag na escalation rates. Diba? Yung parang tumataas yung rental relative to, of course, first nating hedge is the inflation. So, ayan. So, the good thing about REITs is that, for example, yung net income nila is, net distributable income nila is 1 million. Okay? So, yung 1 million pesos na yon by law, yung dividends na ibibigay back to the investor, so neto na to ha, so natanggal na nila dyan yung operational expense nila, lahat ng mga expenses involved. Net income na yung pinag-usapan natin. So, yung 90% ng annual distributable income would be given in the form of dividends. Alright, so yan yung maganda sa real estate investment trust which you can consider. Okay, so not even lang not lang dividends. Paminsan meron din siyang potential to appreciate in price. Look at a REIT. Yung IPO price niya, initial public offering price niya was only at 27 pesos. But the current price is nasa 33.7. Ayan, no? So, looking at the profile nga ni REITs, di ba? Parang siguro similar yung galawan niya sa preferred stocks. Pero for some reason, may demand for a REIT, kaya umakyat yung price niya to 33.7. Alright, so ayan. So marami tayong choices sa market. Currently, nasa more than 200 issues sa market. Preferred stock, common stocks, and real estate investment trusts. But si PSE, di ba, for example, sa basketball. Sa basketball, maraming magaling maglaro dito sa Philippines. Be it yung mga kakilala natin, friends natin. Pero if meron tayong pambato, no, sa world, we send out si sino ba yun? Gilas Pilipinas. Sa soccer naman, maraming magaling maglaro na soccer. Pero if meron tayong ipapadala sa world stage, papadala natin si Ascals. Same din sa stock market. Sa stock market, maraming stocks din sa market pero meron tayong representative ng Philippine Stock Exchange. And we call this yung Philippine Stock Exchange Index. May metric si PSE to determine sino yung magiging part ng top 30 but ito yung 3 among others. So yung free float level nila must be at least 12%. Their median daily value of trade should be around should belong to the top 25%. And I believe yung one of the heaviest na criteria is they must be part of the top 30 in terms of market capitalization. So market capitalization is just price times your outstanding shares. So if pasok ka dyan sa top na yan, then you would be part of the index stocks, or we call that your blue chip stocks. Kasi sa poker, yung blue chip is the highest value. Ito yung mga metrics ni PSE, but sometimes we see some similarity sa characteristics nila. Sa makikita nyo later, they have good brand recall, may good demand din sa products and services nila, then may lion's share din siya sa sector niya. Then historically din can weather economic downturns yung part ng blue chips. So actually nga ito yung parang good side ng pandemic, no, not to be apathetic sa mga businesses na nag-close down, sa mga nawalan ng trabaho. But the good thing about the pandemic is that parang weeding out the weak businesses siya. Kasi if you were a business that you were able to survive the 3 quarters na walang masyadong economic activity, likely strong ka fundamentally. Kasi na-weather mo yung ganun eh. No? Parang something new nga siya recently. So, sino ba ngayon yung kasama sa Philippine Stock Exchange Index or PSCI? So, ito sila yung top 30 right now. But of course, no, hindi yan siya equal weights. Magkakaiba yung weights nila. I think yung pinakamabigat ngayon is still si SM Investment Corporation. May mga heavyweights dito, may mga lightweights. So, hindi siya equal weights na tipong 100% PSEI divided by 30 equal sila ng weights. Hindi. So, may mga mabigat, may mga lightweights. Kasi nga, depende siya dun sa metrics na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, among others. To a point that PSE actually rebalances itong laman ng index. Paminsan may ina-upweight sila, may dina-downweight sila. Paminsan meron silang tinatanggal, meron din silang dinadagdag. Ang latest na natanggal is si Semirara Mining, no? Si SEC. Ang pinalit sa kanya is si Emperador. Okay? So ayan, so Semirara out, recently binalik si Emperador. Okay, so ito yung local representative natin ng stock market natin. So parang barometer siya of our overall market. Okay, so when I present these slides, paminsan naisip ng mga attendees, no? If these are the top 30, then I could just buy off no minimum number shares of this. Pwede naman siya. But yun nga lang, you're going to monitor a portfolio na 30 yung laman. Siguro for you to be able to do that, siguro kailangan mo rin ng around 100,000 pesos to comfortably mimic the weight ng index. Baka more pa nga yung kailangan ninyo. Whereas kung gusto niyo naman na exposure agad no sa top 30 without having to buy each of these stocks, meron din namang available na stocks sa market we call the FMETF, or that's your First Metro Philippine Equity Exchange Traded Fund. Which is actually a mutual fund, ibig sabihin pool of funds siya na nagtatrack ng performance ng index kasi it's an index tracker. Kasi yung underlying securities ng mutual fund na yun is just your top 30. Pero since they have since pooled fund siya, marami siyang pera, kaya niya i-mirror yung weights ng market, kaya niya yun magawa no on its own. So maganda lang dito, it's a hybrid between a mutual fund and an index tracker na pwede siyang matrade as a stock. Kaya tawag sa kanya is exchange traded fund. And this is the one and only exchange traded fund sa country ngayon. So that's also product din yan ng First Metro na group. Kasi combination to ng ng mutual fund and ng broker. Okay? So ayan. So the beauty about this FMETF is that it really tracks the performance of the index. I even have here a slide, no, a graph ng dalawa. So you have here the Philippine Stock Index. Actually, yan yung blue na lines na nakikita ninyo. Okay? Yung FMETF, in-overlay ko siya dito sa chart. Ito yung nakikita niyo maroon or purple dyan. So medyo i-deviate ko lang siya slightly para makita niyo talaga yung how it has actually tracked the performance. Kitang-kita nyo naman na nasasabayan niya yung galaw niya. Kasi in the first place, yan yung purpose niya. It's an index tracker. So if you want to have exposure lang sa overall index without having to buy individually, pwede FMETF na lang para less hassle for you. Now, si FMETF, stock code niya is FMETF. As of today, nasa 99.2 pesos siya per share. So from the boardlet na tinuro ko sa inyo kanina, minimum is 10 shares. So around 1,000 pesos na yung kailangan ninyo to buy minimum number shares ni FM ETF. Okay? So ayan. So hopefully nakita nyo dito that it's actually an index tracker talaga. Now, if you want to know how to trade or invest stocks, I'm going to show you right now. No? So I'll give you a glimpse. Paano ba talaga bumibili ng stock sa market? So by the way, this is the snippet no ng platform namin, the classic platform namin. So for you to trade stocks, punta lang kayo dito sa trade tab. So click niyo yung trade. Then it will take you to the order page. So again, sa stock secondary market, you identify yourself either you're a buyer or a seller. So for example, bibili tayo ng FMETF, so you just click buy. Then indicate the stock code FMETF. Now of course, we would like to know how much is it selling or is it being bought right now. So you click get quote. So maraming numbers na makikita sa right side when you click that. But right now, all we have to understand is just these two columns. You have your column ng bid and the column ng ask. Di ba kanina sabi ko sa inyo, the buyer side is the bid side. So ito yung mga buyers. Ito yung mga presyo na willing silang bumili and the respective number of shares they'd like to buy. Sa seller side naman, you have your ask price. Okay, so ito yung mga presyo that they're willing to sell their FMETF shares and the number of shares willing to be sold. Okay, so as you can see, merong gustong magbenta ng 93 pesos, merong gustong magbenta at 92, 91, and 90.90. Of course, kung bibili tayo, parehas na naman yan ng FMETF. So we'd like to buy at the best ask price. Best natin bibilhin is at the cheapest price, which is at 90.90 pesos. So indicate nyo lang yung price dyan if you'd like to buy. By the way, no, not necessary naman 90.90. If you want to buy at a much lower price, pwede naman. Okay, pero hindi pa yun available kasi cheapest right now is na 90.90. Next is you indicate the number of shares you'd like to buy. So if you'd like to check the board lot, again, click nyo lang tong board lot dito. Meron yan shortcut. Okay, so makikita nyo dyan 90.90. So nandito siya na price range. So 10 shares ang minimum. So indicate nyo lang yung number of shares that you'd like to buy. That's 100 shares. Sabihin natin 100. So if you multiply the quantity by the price, you get this value. Okay? But of course, ano yan, meron pa mga charges involved. If you'd like to see the breakdown, you just click itong trade calculator. Lalabas itong calculator niya. So, indicate mo lang, you'd like to buy FMETF 100 shares at 90.90. Lalabas dyan yung breakdown ng charges. Just to give you an overall computation, ito siya, no, percentage to siya ng gross trade value. So, the commission is 0.25% or 20 pesos, whichever is higher. VAT is 12% of commission, so that's 0.03% or 2.40 pesos, whichever is higher. Then you have SCCP fee at 0.01%. Then you have PSE fee at 0.005%. So this brings your total buy na transaction fee at 0.295%. Okay, sa buy yan siya na side. Sa sell side naman parehas lang, pero meron kang additional na 0.6% na sales tax. So kaya yung total na sa sell side mo is 0.895. So for a closed trade na buy and sell, your total transaction charges is nasa 1.19%. Tawag natin dito is hurdle rate. Parang of course, you set up your trade in such a way na yung potential profit mo could cover your cost ng trade. Okay? So ayan, if you're okay with that, you can now click preview order, enter your password to confirm if it's really you, then or your order would now be sent to the exchange. Okay? So, ganun lang kadali, no? So, very easy yung pag-order. So, this is what you're going to do if you're going to do it on your own, okay, individually. Pero, let's say, no? For example, sa stock picks din ni Royce mamaya, you can use this individually also. Pero let's say you're interested dun sa FMETF, no? Yung overall na index. So, siguro a good strategy, no? Again, emphasize ko, the next strategy that I'm going to share with you, this simple and easy to implement strategy, siguro you can apply this doon lang sa mga mutual funds or mga index trackers. Okay, yung long term yung perspective ninyo. Pero for individual stocks, no, if you'd like exposure to individual stocks, hindi ko I don't think this is effective, no? Kasi this strategy na I'm going to teach you is what we call peso cost averaging, wherein you just invest a fixed amount at regular intervals regardless of the market trend. So kung aakyat yung market, you buy. If bababa siya, you buy. If aakyat siya, you buy. Pero the beauty of this is if you're going to invest the fixed amount, you could buy less shares pag umakyat yung market. Pag nag-dip naman yung market, then you could buy more shares for the same amount of money. And we call this your peso cost averaging. Again, I think this is effective kung doon ka sa index funds or yung mga mutual funds. No? So, but siguro for individual stocks, better to learn how to trade. Yung optimize ninyo saan yung entries and exits ninyo para you can maximize yung upswings ng market and avoid downswings niya. Minimize your losses on the downswings and maximize naman siya pag nag-upswing siya. Pag individual stocks yun siya. Okay? So, again, this strategy for FMETF to siya and other mutual funds, you can apply this. Okay? So that's peso cost averaging. Even si Warren Buffett, sabi niya, if you invested in a very low-cost index fund, which I think FMETF is one of the low-cost index funds out there, where you don't put the money in one time, but average in over 10 years. Okay? You'll do better than 90% of people who started investing at the same time. Okay, so yan yung sabi ni Lola Warren. So I just shared this with you kasi for beginners, kasi introduction to stock market to siya eh. So you can maybe consider to start with this strategy. Okay? Then, to help you, meron kaming facility which we call Voluntary Investment Program, where this allows you to automatically invest in mutual funds or exchange-traded funds for as low as 1,500 pesos lang. This makes your peso cost averaging easy for you. So, again, if I can give you parang what I've learned so far, effective sa akin personally yung pag-automate ng saving and investing. Yung tipong from my payroll account, automatically na distribute siya to different accounts for say different savings purposes. Then also for investing, no? I think automation is really key. Kasi this makes you disciplined when it comes to investing. Tapos with FMETF or mutual funds, you instantly diversify and hassle-free siya. Okay? So, ito yung mga pwede ngayon. So far, you have FMETF or any of the mutual funds out there. So all you need to do is just download the form available through our website. Then set your regular funding arrangement with your bank. So parang i-bills payment mo lang from your online bank to your First Metro Securities account via scheduled transactions. So siguro after your pay, fund mo yung account mo regularly. Then submit mo lang yung electronically signed form kasi doon sa electronically signed form, you will let us know saan kayo mag-i-invest, how much, how much, and how frequent you'd like. Ito yung tatlo dito. Okay, so with this, this helps you save time and effort in growing your portfolio. Okay, so no need to post buy orders on your own. Di ba? Kanina pinakita ko how you can do it on your own, pero medyo busy kayo or hassle for you. You can just do the voluntary investment program. Then, you can even sell it or redeem it anytime you'd like kasi meron ka naman access sa account mo. You can sell it. Okay, by the way, pag nagbenta kayo, hindi kayo sa ask titingin, doon kayo sa bid titingin. So, no penalties din in case of insufficient cash in your account. Kasi nga, if wala naman, hindi naman kayo napag-fund ng account ninyo, we will not be able to execute the order for you. Kasi nga, walang laman yung account ninyo. Alright? So, ayan. So, which brings us to our milestone. Okay? So, hopefully, you learned a lot in that session. No? And now, I'd like to know no, if nakita na or na-understand natin yung topics that I recently discussed. So, what I want you to do right now is kindly visit www.menti.com again. I'm going to share my screen para malaman niyo yung code. Okay, so check lang natin guys ha. So take this time to remember no yung mga sinabi ko kanina. Hopefully makita natin. Hopefully you do well also kasi parang this is going to be a quiz competition eh. So hopefully you do well para kayo yung magiging top winner. Okay, so we have actually 2 milestones, 10 questions lang. So let's start with milestone A. Okay, hold on no. So ready ko na lang din sa chat box. I'm going to type in yung code dito. So again, that's www.menti.com. Then wait lang po natin yung code. So the code is ayan. So you have here 57521408. Okay, I'm going to message this doon sa chat box. Okay, so join kayo. Okay, that's www.menti.com no. Kaano naman, enjoy tayo no. Let's check our understanding and have fun at the same time. Okay? So siguro I'll wait. There are currently 30 participants. So siguro I'll wait for 15 na participants for this game. Then sisimulan ko na. So we don't have to wait for others. Okay, 7 participants. Okay, siguro kahit 10, no? So join in kayo, no? Okay. Okay, waiting for others. Okay, parang 7 lang talaga. Ayan, 8, 9. Okay. Okay, tayo natin maging 10 at least. Ayan, naging 10 na din. Okay, so we won't wait for others. Let's start na. Enjoy tayo sa game na to. Okay, I'm going to enter right now. Starting na ng countdown. Answer as fast as you can to get more points. This refers to the process of offering shares of a private corporation to the public for the first time to raise capital. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Ayan. So most of you got it, no? Initial public offering. Okay, so some of you answered stock trading. Yung stock trading, it's just the act of buying and selling stocks. Okay, yung stock rights offering, iba naman yun siya. Parang second IPO yun. Kasi lahat ng mga existing shareholders, pwede silang mag-participate for another round ng issuance ng shares. Usually niyan at a discounted price. Okay, so alright, let's see the leaderboard. Tingnan natin. So yung mga iba, pwede pa kayong humabol ha. So 9 players lang right now. Ayan. Kayo ba to Sir Melvin? Top kayo sa leaderboard, no? Fastest.
Sumali pa eh, no?
Okay lang sir, oh, di ba? So, okay, to beat natin si Sir Melvin. Okay, next question. Please answer as fast as you can. Watch your phones. Question 2 of 5, starting the countdown now. What time does the stock market open? Look at your phone. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Okay. Ayan. Most of you got it. 9:30 a.m. Tama. No? So, sobrang aga naman ng 7:30, no? And 8:30 too early. Okay. So, tama. 9:30. So, let's look at the leaderboard. All right. Ayan. I think Charmaine got it fast. Let's see if makahabol sa top 3. Sir Melvin still the guy to beat. You have Sir Ken and Boss.
Competitive.
Okay lang yan. Para exciting. Ano tayo? Katuwaan tayo, no? Para masaya. Okay. 3 of 5. Please answer as fast as you can. In a normal order, this is the minimum number of shares required to trade and increments thereof. Three, two, one. Time's up. Minimum number of shares, tama. Most of you got it. Board lot. Again, odd lot is different ha. Odd lot is yung butal na shares. Okay? Hindi natin na-discuss yan. And fluctuations is just the increments ng presyo. No? Paano siya tumatawid, no? In terms of how many pesos or centavos siya tumatawid. Okay? Most of you got it. Let's see the leaderboard, no? Tingnan natin if may changes. Ayan. Alright. Parang humahabol si Luty. Ayan, humabol niya. Third na si Luty, followed next si Sir Ken, then si Sir Melvin. Okay. Question 4 of 5. Starting countdown. These are ways to earn in stock investing except. Look at your phone. Ayan ha, except yan ha, except. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Ayan. So, tama na. Most of you got it. Interest, no? Hindi siya. Kasi two ways lang to earn na through price appreciation and dividends. Yung mga interest, usually nasa ano yan, bonds and deposits. Yung mga fixed income na mga instruments. Good. Okay, let's see, no? Talo nyo na ba, Sir Melvin? Yan na natin. Charmaine. Okay, seems like si Charmaine, Boss and Amy, papasok? Ayun, pasok nga. No? So, Boss and Charmaine, no, followed no, si Sir Melvin. Okay, next question. Last, by the way, sige, may reveal ako sa inyo. 5 of 5 for this set. Look at your phones, final, no? Huwag kumpiyansa. These types of stocks are available except. Look at your phone. Three, two, one. Time's up. Ayan. Okay, so again, trick question, no? These types of stocks are available except. Okay, so meron tayong common, meron preferred, may mga real estate investment trust, meron din exchange traded funds. Okay, no? Baka kayo, no? Sorry, nagka-typo lang yan. Okay, but wala tayong timeshares. Okay, so let's look at the leaderboard. Okay. Ayan. Okay, tingnan natin if nahabol ni boss si Sir Melvin. Ayan. So, pa din. So, congratulations, Sir Melvin. So, also congratulations to boss and Charmaine for taking the top 2 and top 3 spots. Okay? So, thank you, no, for participating. So, hopefully nag-enjoy kayo dyan, no? I just want to loosen your relax lang, no, para enjoy din, competitive at the same time. So hopefully natuwa kayo doon. Now I'm going to go back to my presentation. Okay, so congratulations, no, you got it. That also gave us an opportunity to actually go back to the concepts, no. So meron pa sana tayong isang set no, but due to the time natin, I don't want din na to extend that much. We're just going to proceed no, to the session. Yun naman talaga yung core sa introduction. Okay? So again, no, a quote from Benjamin Graham, no, to go back to the presentation. You have to understand that successful investing is about managing risk, not avoiding it. We acknowledge na by virtue of investing or trading stocks, alam natin no, may risk involved sa kanya. But from financial literacy, we understand that over the long term, ito yung asset na has higher potential to earn more, no? Especially for long-term financial goals natin, maganda siya ilagay sa stock market to beat inflation and build wealth. But we have to understand merong risk sa kanya. But since kailangan natin siya to reach our financial goals, we need to manage that risk and not avoid it. So here are some common ways for you to manage risk. No? First, use investable cash. Kaya if you attend financial literacy sessions namin, unang-una talaga yan siya how you can save, how you can budget, and how to pay down your debt. Pag meron ka ng excess, yun na yung pang-invest mo. Pag meron ka ng life insurance, meron ka ng emergency fund, you can start investing already, no? Na nakakatulog ka. Hindi yung tipong yung emergency fund mo, ininvest mo, no? So, no. So, kasi yung emergency fund, maganda yan siya for time deposit, no? For siguro medium-term goals mo, bonds yan siya. Pero yung long-term goals mo, yun, mix between bonds and stocks. But make sure yung ini-invest mo is investable cash talaga. Money that you're not going to use siguro for over more than 5 years. Okay? So of course, pag nag-invest na kayo, you must also invest in leading stocks from various industries to diversify. So, hindi lang isang stock, no? It's good to have a basket of stocks. But make sure ito yung mga meron talagang potential for growth. And of course, for every different cycles ng market, meron yung mga industries na nagka-thrive. It could be either be cyclical or defensive. So, ang goal natin next is from those industries that we think could be may growth potential siya in the economic conditions, then diversify naman. Hindi lang isang stock but a mix of leading stocks. And of course, no, if you want to have hindi siya tipong no yung gambling na or sinasabi ng mga kasama mo na invest ka diyan, invest ka rin, dapat may sound ka rin na advice, no, when it comes to investing in stocks. So you should listen to well-experienced professional research analysts. So we're very very grateful actually no that actually we have one no na we invited tonight, which is si Mr. Royce Aguilar. So he's actually part of our research team. Okay? So let me just introduce him properly to you. Okay. So si Mr. Royce Aguilar, Royce Christopher A. Aguilar, is currently an equity research analyst of First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation. He heads the retail research division, specifically in charge of the creation and maintenance of the daily reports we see on our website. Royce is also the co-creator of First Metro Securities Trader's Playbook, a company report that incorporates both fundamental and technical analysis, where last 2019 and 2020, the report had a 70% hit ratio. Royce is also the host of First Metro Securities podcast, which is just at its early stage. Currently has over 11,000 followers and at one point became the top 20 trending podcasts in the country. He graduated from the University of Santo Tomas with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Business Economics. Royce has been invested in the market for several years now and a certified securities representative. Okay, so without further ado, let me welcome tonight Mr. Royce Aguilar. So I'm going to stop my share screen na and move it.
So hello, good evening everyone. So thank you for inviting us. We understand that given na ECQ, especially for some people na nasa Visayas, Mindanao, we hope you are safe, na you're taking advantage of yung pandemic to learn more, to be able to come out of this pandemic wiser and with more knowledge to apply. And for us, we are here to tell you both. We are here to introduce you our short-term report, and then we are in here to tell you what's our long-term view also. Para at least one all-in-one webinar na discuss na namin yung short and long-term view for you guys. So first of all, we like to introduce to you our Trader's Playbook report, and then later on we will discuss yung market outlook namin for 2021 and then stock picks. So first of all, Trader's Playbook, we actually created this report back in late 2018. This was the time that dito nag-start yung market na nag-start na yung downtrend from 9,000, nag-start na yung market volatility, right? And we created this report because we wanted to give an opportunity for our clients to earn in the short term, because we didn't have any kind of in-depth report that incorporates both fundamentals and technicals in one report. Pero I haven't seen that actually. Wala pang nakikitang ganun. So we tried to do this report to cater to that demand. So in this report, it tells you the latest about a certain company, and then our view on the company stocks in relation to what happened. It could be news, pwede siyang earnings related, pwede siyang technicals. And then our view. Okay, so ano yung mangyayari sa stock? Given yung news, given yung event, given yung technical na pattern na nabuo. And then afterwards, we will tell you your recommendation. And this is one of what we're proud of, because kahit fundamentals or kahit technicals yung report, we tell you when to enter, when to exit, and when to cut loss. That's the most important part, right? And then lahat yun sa first page lang, right? So very straightforward report. And then sa second page, if you want more info, meron doon in-depth technical analysis, and then peer tables sa same second page, diba? So for you to compare, kung ni sabi ni JP kanina, diba, yung mga relative valuation, lahat yan sa report namin. Okay. So yeah, this report actually, we're quite proud of this one of, actually I think the most successful report that we've had. Kasi when we released this report back in September 2, 2019 morning, umakyat siya, pagka-open yung umakyat siya, I think 10%, and then it ended 50% up. So imagine one report 50% one day, diba? So this is what traders people can do for you. And then of course, we don't only create reports sa first or second liners. This is the beauty of the report. We can create a report on any stock na may volume, So back in April 7, 2020, we recommended to buy dito as early as April 7, piso pa lang. So kita mo yung analysis about what happened, and then our view. So we explained to you yung recommendation namin na short-term traders can buy pag nag-break above 180 na may volume, diba? So makikita nyo rin sa report, meron rin kami cut-offs just in case mali, diba? So hindi lang kami gumagawa ng buy call, meron rin kaming sell call. So ito si Jollibee, back in May 2019, nung 277 pesos pa lang siya, nirecommend namin na ibenta at 277 pesos. And right now, diba, it went as low as 120 and 175, diba? So honest kami. This is a very honest report na takes into consideration fundamentals, technicals, right? Of course, we understand naman na may mga certain investor gusto fundamentals lang, may mga naniniwala na dapat hindi sila pagsamahin, but we cater to this specific demand because for the past 2 years, proven din naman na 70% hit ratio, diba? Kahit nagkakamali, most of the time tama, tapos nabibit pa yung benchmark, which is the PSCI. So there. This one of our recent ones, si Mary Mart, diba? We were not afraid to cite na merong downside risk sa share price. So nung 649 pesos siya, nakita namin based sa price pattern niya, pwede siya bumaba. So it did. So it went as low as 450, diba? So 650 pa lang sabi namin magbenta na. So there. So yeah, so of course no, we napalitan lang namin mga tama namin. Pero yeah, we made mistakes, but our hit ratio over 7 out of 10 reports namin tama. Right? Sa 2020, sa 2019 rin, over 7 out of 10 reports namin tama. So we are proud of that one. We hope to sustain that during the market volatility. So this report can provide you something sa short term. So pwede ka mag-allocate sa portfolio mo ng kunyari 50 to 70% pang long term. And then the rest pwede nyo siya i-trade. And then yung sundan nyo lang yung cut loss level namin, hindi kayo mawawalan ng malaki sa portfolio nyo. Yun yung practice. I think si Sir Melvin also practices that. I'm part of his chat. I always observe his calls sa Forex. Diba? Sinasabi niya wala tayong mag-cut loss, diba? So that's the most important part na aamin tayo, okay, mali na ako, alis na ako sa call. So pag tama, let it run, pero may take profit rin ako, diba? So that's what we practice in our industry. So now, Yun yung mga short-term report namin. We publish that report 4 to 5 times a week, assuming a 5-day trading week. So you can take a look at our platform for that one. Si JP, I think, will tell you later if you want to open an account, etc. So that's the short term. So we have several reports that actually year to date pa lang meron na kami 50 reports, 50 traders playbook reports, diba? So ang dami na titignan. That's for the short term. If gusto natin na long term, what do we believe? We also have a view in the long term. Before anything else, we like to tell you na it's okay to have a different view compared to what we think. But I will show you in the next slides what is our view over the next 12 to 24 months. Okay. So here. So we remain positive on the Philippine equities market over the next 12 to 24 months. So 84 to 86 for the PSEI. Right? So, here's how we should take a look at. Ito dapat pagkakatingin na. Ito yung how we should interpret yung year-end target. We think by end of the year, yung value ng PSEI should be 84 to 86. The question, pupunta ba ang 84 to 86 si market pag ECQ pa rin? Likely hindi, di ba? But, that tells us that there's upside ahead. Ganun natin siya dapat tinitingnan. Kasi yung mga iba pag social media, mali si ganitong broker, mali sa ganyang broker. Pero sa mga mas may aware, dapat titingnan nyo siya as an opportunity na may upside pa yung market, hindi iiwas. Because we would like to remind you that we are in the early stages of a bull market, because typically, bull market coming from a recession, which we are in our recession last year, yung bull markets last for years, not just months, not quarters. If titingnan po natin, noong 2008-2009 sa baba ng graph, diba? From 3.5 naging 1.5. Tapos umakit siya hanggang 9,000. Kasi imagine, if titingnan natin, if matatakot tayo ngayon mag-invest, hihintayin natin mawala yung cases, hintayin natin magbukas fully ekonomiya, aakyat na yung market ahead of you, because the stock market is a forward looking mechanism. Nauto na yan compared sa actual na nangyari. That's why we'll tell you what our stock picks later on. Okay. Ayan. So, i-support pa namin yung view namin, right? So, I will guide you throughout the way. Titingnan po natin yung two reasons also but tingin namin yung Philippine assets will likely go up. Number one, investors are not yet subscribing to the economic recovery. Meaning, hindi pa naniniwala na magre-recover yung bansa. I understand, tignan lang natin social media, puro negative. But again, our view is based on data-driven approach. We're not saying okay na yung data. What we're saying is it's showing signs that the country is robust enough to rebound out of this pandemic. And we're still in the early stages pa lang ng recovery. Kung early stages pa lang, meaning marami pang iyak. So dahil number one, marami pang takot. So marami pang hindi invested. Right? Number two, tingnan natin yung foreign ownerships ng Philippine stocks. Foreign ownership has been at a nearly 10-year low. Mas mababa pa yung foreign ownership compared noong 2012. Right? But imagine now, kahit pandemic, the economy is healthier, mas madaming businesses, diba? May BGC na, dati walang BGC. We have more foreigners here working. We have more businesses, we have more exports, we have more imports. Right? So, yung ano ba hinihintay ng foreigners? Hinihintay lang ng foreigners na maging successful yung vaccine rollout natin at mag-open yung ekonomiya natin. Right? So, eventually, babalik rin sila. This is an opportunity to us na unahan sila. Because at the end of the day, tanong natin sa sarili natin, within the next 12 to 24 months, will our situation be better? Probably some of you will say, bakit nung last exactly 12 months ago, ECQ tayo? But what's the main difference now? Meron tayong vaccine. Meron tayong vaccine rollout at dadami pa yan lalo within the next months. Right? Actually, we discussed a couple of hours ago sa sa monthly wrap-up namin sa First Metro na merong pinakita ng mga vaccine deliveries deadline. If you want to listen to that, i-upload namin siya sa Spotify bago mag-long weekend. So there, takot pa yung investors, mababa pa yung ownership ng foreigners, meaning malaki pa yung iakyat ng market. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa mahal. Right? So, yung main view namin, mas malaki yung upside kaysa sa downside. And that is a good risk to reward. So, here, during a recession, gusto namin, usually as analysts, do a health check of the economy. Health check ng economy. So, we check the households, we check the corporates, we check the government. Right? So, we check, for example, for the households. Surprisingly, again, looking at the social media, parang halos lahat naghirap. But surprisingly, when you take a look at the data, tumaas ang savings growth ng mga Pinoy. Meaning, especially yung mga middle to high income, less transpo, less gastos sa lunch kasama yung mga workmates sa labas. Meaning, mas nagluluto tayo, cheaper, less transport, cheaper. Mas maliit yung ginagastos natin. Hence, tumaas yung personal savings growth. That's one. Number two, remittances. Again, if you take a look at the headline, titignan natin sa news, ang daming nagsiuwi ang OFW. Totoo yun. But remittances was only down by 0.8%. Kahit madaming umuwi, yung napadala sa bansa, hindi gaano bumaba. Meaning, resilient yung remittances, tumaas yung personal savings growth. So meaning, if meron lang tayong enough confidence lumabas, kasi restrictions pa nga. Yung point here is, if meron tayong chance lumabas, may mga igagastos yung Pilipino. Fun fact yun. Especially, syempre lahat i-assume mo naghirap. I'm just looking at the data. The data tells me remittances are resilient, personal savings will tumaas. So it allows for faster snapback in demand once allowed na tayo lumabas. Right. Next, companies. Yung mga companies, bumaba yung utang nila or debt ng 9% last year because they were not able to spend kasi nga may restrictions, pandemic, and the like. So now, they have more to spend. So question, yung mga companies ba ngayon, since hindi sila gumastos last year, mas malaki ba yung gagastos nila this year? Yes. And that's a good signal because it tells you na yung mga projects nila delayed rather than canceled. So that is supportive of higher capital expenditures within 1 to 2 years. Meaning, meron silang panggastos, pang expansion, pang cater sa demand natin. And since nila kaya nagastusin na rin, meaning nakikita nila na magre-recover rin eventually. Right? So not only us experts, the companies are signaling also that there's demand to be met. Next, this is a leading indicator, consumer and business confidence, right? Yung consumer confidence, malaki pa yung akyat, pero off its lows. Yung business confidence already positive. So this tells us again, if we just have enough, if bigyan lang tayo ng chance makalabas, may magagastos yung mga tao. So check tayo sa households, okay sa corporates, confidence, okay, diba? Restrictions na talaga yung nagpipigil sa atin. This answers the question. Yung government ba kaya pa manghiram? The answer is yes. Number one, the Philippines credit ratings are at historical highs. Meaning, mas mura sila makahiram kasi credible, credit-worthy ang Philippines. Right? Because again, titingnan natin yung foreign ownership, mas mababa pa yung foreign ownership sa stocks compared to 2012. Pero we are now a better country compared to nung 2012 tayo. Yung credit rating natin, meaning credit worthy tayo ngayon compared to 2012. So, the thing here is, if kailangan man, kaya talaga manghiram ng bansa. Of course, we're not talking about implementation. We're talking about capacity of the government. Yes, they can borrow. Okay, so check households, check corporates, government can borrow. So now this brings us to the point how important is vaccine rollout talaga. We are of the view that Philippines will benefit most from vaccine availability. Why? If you take a look at the data below, umaakit yung air traffic flight count, umaakit yung passenger count, pero ang layo pa sa pre-COVID level. So this tells us there's demand. Pero if bigyan lang tayo ng enough vaccine, malaki pa yung iakyat to pre-COVID levels. That's their view, right? So everything that we talked about is hinged on successful vaccine rollout. If di yan successful, wala. Tapos na. Right? So our view is quite optimistic because we're taking a look at data na merong demand talaga. Gusto lang talaga nila ng opportunity to actually do the said activities. Go to malls, flights, and the like. Again, titignan natin quarterly beer volumes. Since walang nightlife activities, walang social gatherings, bumaba yung beer volumes. But it's rebounding a bit. Again, there's demand. Kailangan lang ng easier quarantine restrictions. So this generalizes what we think na meron yung earnings rebound will come from pent-up demand. Okay, nakita natin yung service growth nag-rebound, resilient yung remittances. Tapos yung earnings mo, this answers the question, bakit umakyat yung stock market? Bakit umakyat yung PSEI yesterday? Despite everyone expecting it to go down, ECQ, because of the CREATE bill now passed into law. We discussed it also earlier in our monthly wrap-up, yung details of the CREATE law. Because this brings corporate income tax from 30 to 25% for big companies, and then 30 to 20% for smaller companies. That is a big long-term catalyst. That's why we're looking at it long-term. If titignan nyo lang yung near-term, titignan nyo lang yung news, puro negative talaga yan. What we're trying to do, our job as analysts, is to look at it objectively. Look at the data. Right? And the data is telling us in 1 to 2 years, magbe-benefit ka by being invested in the stock market. Especially sa stock picks na re-recommend namin mamaya and the nature of those picks. Right? So, of course, there are also risks. May mga risks rin naman. Right? We are positive, but we are wise enough to tell you that there are risks. Number 1, inflation. Lalo na ngayon, tumataas yung presyo ng mga bilihin, especially yung meat. Right? If magtuloy-tuloy yung pag-akyat ng inflation, risk yan sa market. Kasi lalaki yung gastusin, lilit yung kita. Pag mas mabagal ang pag-rollout ng vaccine, keep in mind, especially mga vaccines from the western countries, may mga storage requirements yan. If hindi yan ma-meet, if may magkamali sa pag-storage niyan, babagal yung rollout natin. And ito yung hinarap natin ngayon, new variants ng COVID. Right? And then, since nag-lockdown, babagal yung pag-ease ng business restrictions. But again, those are the risks that could derail our economic recovery but will not what we are trying to position you. Kikita. Kasi imagine if you just buy yung mga groceries right now, ibibigyan niya kayo ng stable upside. But yung question, saan kayo mag-outperform? Again, saan kayo mag-outperform? Next week? Next month? No. Within the next 1 to 2 years. Sa mga reopening winners. So, number 1, sa mga property. Right? For property, hello. Okay, sorry. Do you hear me, sir? Hello. Mic test.
All good, Rice.
Okay, thank you. Ayun. So, our first, saan kami first positive sa property? We already expect strong pickup na residential demand. When we talk to the property companies, last year, kasi diba puro restrictions, so hindi sila nakakonstruct masyado. So, merong tight inventory levels, but they were seeing lots of demands, lots of inquiries na tumatawag sa kanila. So they expect reservation sales to rebound significantly this year. And we have already been seeing that. That's for residential demand. Next is sa office. Yung office space mo, stable yan. Stable office. For office kasi, yung main risk dyan yung POGOs, right? But we expect BPO demand to offset yung mga POGOs. Okay? For malls naman, we cannot stress enough na reopening yung susi para mag-rebound yung mall foot traffic. So, that being said, yung expectation namin, residential and office yung magdadala sa property, malls, hopefully second quarter or latter part of the year. Okay. Tapos yung mga hotels naman, yun yung tingin namin maglalag sa recovery or mauhuli. Kasi yung mga webinars just like this, mas efficient na, mas cost efficient na, mas mura for both the host and the attendees na mag-seminar, mag-webinar na lang. Mas marami pa tayong natatap. Like we showed you earlier, may mga tao here na nakikinig from Visayas, Mindanao also. I'm from NCR. So, there. So, sino ba yung mga favorite namin sa property? So, una si Ayala Land. Target price namin dito, 52. Malayo. Again, long-term tingin natin dito. Gusto namin si Ayala Land because residential business niya accounts for 65% of its operating income, earnings before interest and taxes. And again, we're positive on the residential segment, and si Ayala Land significantly exposed sa residential segment. Hence, the opening winner siya. And again, mga nire-recommend namin companies here, mga established. Kaya we are safe, we are comfortable in recommending these companies na the opening winner. Right? So, next si SM Prime Holdings. Yung maganda kay SM Prime, noong 2020 pa lang, mas mataas na reservation sales niya. So, all the more in 2021, we expect na 20% mag-recover pa. Why? We showed you kanina, resilient yung remittances, mababa yung interest rate, at nagre-recover yung consumer confidence. So, target price namin ay 45. Next, si Robinson's Land. Yung maganda kay Robinson's Land, meron siyang business sa Chengdu, China na nagko-contribute na ngayon. And keep in mind, si China, one of the countries na mas mabilis na recover. Malapit na sila mag-pre-COVID level, if I'm not mistaken. Nevertheless, kumikita na sila sa Chengdu, China business nila. So, besides sa rebound sa domestic business, kumikita na sila sa international. Kaya we expect, this year pa lang, mag-recover na yung earnings na to pre-COVID levels. So, target price namin 28. So, ito overlook tong stock na to. Medyo overlook. So, it's good for us to take advantage. Positive din kami sa consumers, and keep in mind, positive kami sa consumer discretionary. Ito yung mga stores inside the malls, yung mga alcohol beverage companies like FB. Diba? The opening winner, especially once magkaroon na ng social gatherings, nightlife activities, magre-recover na yung beer volumes niya. We showed you kanina yung data sa beer volumes. Right? Tapos si San Miguel Food and Beverage, sa kanya rin si Pure Foods, Magnolia, Hinebra San Miguel. So malaking company siya na consumer-driven. Mga favorites ng Pinoy. Kaya hindi ito mawawala. Kaya we should take advantage of the stock habang mura. Next is si Robinson's Retail. Si Robinson's Retail, siya yung mga stores inside the mall. Si Robinson's Land, sa kanya yung lupa. Si Robinson's Retail, siya yung stores inside the mall. So, yung mga department store, yung mga specialty store, Toys R Us, pet stores, yun, Robinson's Retail. Handyman, yun. Maganda sa kanya, malaki yung cash position niya. So, meron siyang capacity to buy other companies, right? And despite the pandemic, malaki pa yung cash position niya. That tells us this company is robust enough at poprotektahan tayo during crisis like this. So, target price namin 88. We also like banks kasi the economy cannot recover without borrowing appetite or yung loans picking up pace. So, we expect return of loan growth sometime this year. So, of course, yung topic namin si BTO, kasi tingin namin mura na siya. We expect magre-recover yung loans niya this year and next year. And yet, binibentahan pa rin siya. So, it's good for us to take advantage. Right? Of course, bank lending appetite hinge on better economic conditions. So habang may restriction pa, medyo cap pa yung gains niya in terms of earnings. So, for us, BDO and BPI ang aming topic sa banks. Si BPI kasi exposure sa real estate sector. Right? Yung mga quarter of its total loan book sa real estate sector. And again, we're positive on residential loans given yung demand. Yung for Metrobank, si Metrobank, hindi namin siya pwede i-cover or i-recommend kasi nga we're under the Metrobank group. But meron kaming partner. Meron kaming partner from Singapore, Development Bank of Singapore, na nag-research ng Metrobank. And pick rin nila yun. 64 pesos ang target price nila. Tingin na rin Metrobank is cheap already. So yun. So if you want to take into consideration yung partner namin, yung view nila. So Metrobank 64 pesos target price. So lastly, si SM Investments. Of course, positive kami sa properties, sa retail, sa bangko. At si SM Investments, yung mga companies niya, puro number 1 sa property, retail, and banking. Kaya siya yung topic namin. So, SM1250. Again, we are recommending stocks na safe. Kasi ito yung mga nakailang crisis na naharap. So, relatively safe investment talaga. So, ito yung mga topics namin. Ito yung target price. Ito yung presyo as of kanina. At ito yung possibly nyo kitain if tumama sa target price namin. So, yun. So, yun. Meron kami mga ibang events. Kanina, meron kaming stock market wrap-up. If you want to ask questions also, if you want a more in-depth what happened sa market, what we think will happen sa market. So, yan. Yan yung stock market wrap-up. Meron rin kaming podcast. If gusto nyo nang makinig, wala kayong time manood, may time kayong makinig. Kunyari sa long weekend, meron kaming nearly 40 episodes sa podcast namin. Ako yung host sa lahat ng podcast. Nag-invite din kami ng guest. Si Marvin Hermo in-invite namin last month. Earlier this month, in-invite namin yung nagtayo ng TGFI, the Global Filipino Investor. So, marami kayong pwede pakinggan doon if you want the basics of the stock market. We discuss each basics, SRO, FOO, and the like. Third telco, yun. Yeah, we talk about earnings also ng companies. So, thank you. Thank you, Sir Melvin, for inviting us. We appreciate the time, especially na you allotted, especially sa mga busy dyan. No? Thank you for listening to us and hearing what is our view sa market. Thank you.
You're welcome. And actually, thank you for accepting our invitation. By the way, we also have some more announcement from Sir JP. Take it away, sir.
Alright, so again, no, sobrang very meaty yung session natin ngayon. We went from introduction to stock market, then to the market outlook, and even alam niyo na tonight yung stock picks ng research team.
Noted na yan, sir. Nililista ko.
Alright, so ayan, so siguro I'll give you time to screenshot ito, no, kasi may nag-request dun sa audience, no. So take a screenshot of the stock picks ng First Metro Sec Research, and nakikita nyo dyan yung target price and the potential upside of the closing price ngayong today. Okay, so siguro 10 seconds siguro to screenshot muna before I share my screen.
Yeah. And also, by the way, let me just remind everyone na inform ko lang kayo na we will also be uploading the video in the YouTube channel. Meron lang konting mga puputulin dun sa mga simula, no? Yung mga running trailers and everything. Also, naka-FB Live din po tayo. So right after streaming, you can always go back to the Facebook page and group ng Traders Plus, and my own wall, nandun din po yon para mapanood nyo pa rin ulit. Okay, sir. Sir Royce, thank you
Alright.
talaga sa mga
Thank you for that, Sir Melvin.
outlook ninyo. Napakaganda po.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, thank you again also, Sir Melvin. No? Just to cap off yung session natin tonight, again, just to reiterate to you, how can First Metro Sec help yun na yun, no? Napakita na ni Royce yung value ng research team talaga. And I think sobrang ganda nun, no? Kasi especially for the Traders Plus community. So siguro we'll see, no? Kasi this is the first time that we conducted it. So siguro we'll discuss with Sir Melvin, no? So depende din sa feedback niyo later. Baka we can do this siguro regularly. Pero pag-uusapan muna namin, of course, contingent on the availability ni Royce. But siguro quarterly, if possible siya, tingnan natin, no? We'll see later. But in case naman, no, this is how First Metro Sec can help you. For example, yung binanggit ni Royce kanina ng mga research reports, I'm going to show you how First Metro Securities clients can actually access them. So, click nyo lang yung research tab, then go to FMS reports. Lahat ng reports doon makikita ninyo. Yung mga stock picks na binanggit ni Royce kanina, meron yan actually report. Tawag dyan is the company research report. Okay, dun sa company research report, you can see there their price target and their call for that stock. And of course, again, never invest into something you do not understand. So dapat alam nyo rin ano yung outlook. Bakit sila ganun yung call nila on that stock. So we have that report for you. Then we also have, no, ito naman, this is for yung stock picks ng First Metro Sec Research. But again, other brokerage houses or analysts, meron din silang mga calls on different stocks na within their universe. Now again, if you are a medyo conservative ka na analyst, you'll have a lower target price. If you're quite optimistic sa stock, you'll have a higher target price. Same sa mga pinakita ni Royce kanina. But to have the best estimate siguro, you can refer to the consensus estimate, wherein ang hinahanap naman doon is parang average niya. And we have here what we call the Consensus Corner Research Report. We upload this every last trading day of the week, usually Friday, wherein makikita mo dito yung mga PSEI stocks and also some select second liners, siguro, no, mga hindi kasali sa index, pero makikita mo dyan two ways for you to earn sa market. First is through dividends. So makikita mo dyan relative to the last price niya, how much yung potential dividend makikita mo considering if same dividends ibibigay in the next 12 months. So again, siguro sample natin, no? Let's have here, let's say si MPI. So you have there a dividend yield of around 2.66%. First way to earn. Second way is to potential price appreciation. So again, if covered siya, may mga target price yung mga brokers or analysts, pero nagva-vary yan sa depending on their assumptions. If you like to have parang the consensus or the average, yan yung nakikita nyo dito sa consensus target price. And you have there 5 pesos the consensus, so you have a potential profit na 19%. Okay, then they have a consensus rating of buy. Ibig sabihin, most of the reports that were made by yung call nila for that stock. Okay, then we also have the Market Blueprint Research Report. Ito siya naman, weekly naman yung perspective. So we tell you what happened to the market last week, what to expect to happen in the market this week. Then of course, stock picks for the week. So ano yun, usually tatlong stocks yan, either buy or sell calls. Then we also give you the PSEI technical analysis on ano yung trading plan for that week. Okay, we also have the stock screen research report, diba binanggit ko kanina, more of relative valuations. Then some of the valuation metrics makikita nyo dito sa screener kasi you have to understand investing is personal. Some people like undervalued stocks, some people like dividend income. So ito siyang stock screen report, meron siyang 4 na model portfolios from riding the momentum, value play, yield seeker, and unlove. Each of these model portfolios have around 4 to 5 stocks in each, and they are screened based on these characteristics. So if undervalued yung gusto ninyo but high returns, you have value play. If dividend naman yung hanap ninyo for income investors, you can have the yield seeker to use as reference. Then with these, among others, can help you trade with confidence. Okay, kasi maraming may research report, pinakita kanina ni Royce yung trader's playbook and yung mga stock picks pati, and among others, marami pa. And all you can get this if you have an account with First Metro Sec. Ito, libre to siya, added to siya, no? Parang value-added service to you. But as a general disclaimer, you have to understand that there's no guarantee in investing. Okay? So again, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Now, we also showed you kanina yung outlook but also showed you the potential risks ahead. But you have to also understand that if you don't invest, nothing will happen, and that's a guarantee. All right. So for those who'd like to start investing using the First Metro Securities platform, this is how you can open your First Metro Sec account in 3 easy steps lang. So you just visit our website, www.firstmetrosec.com.ph, and click on Open an Account. So yung account opening links namin ngayon are available on weekdays. So Monday to Friday, except holidays, no? Then ano siya, from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. lang. So all you need to do is to complete the online forms with your username, password, and basic account information. Then verify your email and upload your documents online. So tatlong documents yung kailangan. First is your government issued ID, preferably driver's license or PRC ID. Second is your billing statement, any proof of your current address. Then third is your proof of bank account. Right now, we only cater those with Metro Bank accounts for us to be able to process your account faster. So, open kayo ng account sa nearest branch ninyo, or you can explore yung digital account nila. So, they call that the Earnest. So, search nyo na lang sa Metro Bank for further details, or patulong kayo sa branch ninyo if you'd like to do that. So, yun lang tatlong kailangan, and you can open your account. So, right now, the timeline is 10 business days. So the beauty of First Metro Sec is that no need for personal appearance, no printed documents, and no hassle. So since you came from this webinar, if they ask you ano yung where did you learn about us, so of course no, please indicate their Traders Plus. So ito yung webinar code niya, Traders Plus. So this would let us know that you came from this event, and yan siguro through the help of Sir Melvin, we can also follow up your accounts, no? Medyo mas may personal touch. And we'll be able to do that if you use the webinar code Traders Plus. So, ayan, baka maybe later Sir Melvin can give naman yung mga perks ng members ng Traders Plus, no? So, yung advantages ng community. So, siguro Sir Melvin will discuss that later. So, ayan, after that, just a summary of what we've learned so far. So first, we learned that stock market investing is owning a piece of a business of owning a piece of a publicly listed business. Then by owning stocks, we can earn through price appreciation and dividends by investing in stocks or FMETF. Then you can trade with confidence with the help of First Metro Sec research reports and yung stock picks. And yung kanina emphasize ni Royce, yung trader's playbook tells you what happened, our view, and recommendation. So, siguro we'll take this opportunity no for documentary purposes para malaman nila nagtatrabaho kami. Okay? So, siguro let's take a web selfie. So, for those na who are comfortable to turn on their cameras, please do so right now. So, we can... Sorry. No? Ayan. So, yan. Alright, tingnan natin, no? Gallery view natin, no? Para makuha. Include namin sa report namin. Alright, so happy kami. Nagstay yung 32 tonight. Hopefully, marami kayong natutunan. Okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Alright, thank you for that, no? So, save ko lang to madali, no? Para hindi mawala. Then I'll get back. So, by the way, please take this opportunity no na to write down your questions kasi we're very fortunate enough that Royce is with us tonight that he can actually answer your questions. So, we can spare a couple of minutes after this session to answer your inquiries. So, share ko lang ulit yung screen ko. Thank you for participating dyan. And of course, no, before we answer your questions, we also like to hear your feedback. No? So last na lang talaga to guys, we'd like to learn how we can improve on after this session. So I'm going to share my screen. Balik tayo, punta tayo sa menti.com. And I'm going to share with you right now, dito tayo sa feedback 1. hintayin lang natin yung code. So, abang-abang lang kayo dito sa chat. So, again, so www.menti.com. Then, okay, so, ayan. So, after the Q&A, so let's give some time to Sir Melvin later to formally close the session. So, stay put lang kayo. Alright, so ito na. Nag-load na yung menti.com. So, that's menti.com. Then, use the code 4515 I also will message this dun sa Q&A. Okay, so ayan. So sa chat box, so let us know how would you rate this webinar or event? Okay, so we would like to hear your feedback, no? Kasi there's no way for us to reach back to you na after this, no? So gusto namin malaman how to improve. So let us know. Okay, few minutes lang to let us know din, no, para next time we can improve. Ayan. Ayan, no? Babait naman, no? So may nag-rate na. Okay, so may mga few lang dyan na mga slide bars. So let us know. Huwag kayong mahiya. Let us know honestly. How would you rate this webinar or event? So siguro at least 10 siguro, no? Para maganda naman yung sample size. So give us naman, take this time also to wrap up yung questions nyo after you rate us. Okay. Okay, tayo natin mga 10 siguro. Okay, then we have one more question before we proceed. So one more siguro na feedback. Okay, no? Happy kami na medyo mataas, no? Very generous yung mga ano ninyo. Yung mga reviews ninyo. Ayan, no? 11 na. I think that's okay na siguro. Okay, so last na lang, no? Is there anything that you feel we have missed out or that you'd improve? So ito free form lang to. So let us know dito para malalaman namin how we can improve further after. So ano na lang, short lang na feedback on how we can improve further. Huwag kayong mahiya. No? Mas gusto namin to na part para alam namin saan yung weakness namin. Ayan, no, non-down, no, comprehensive discussion. Ayan, level up session for intermediate level traders. So siguro we can arrange that with Sir Melvin.
Yes, we will have it.
Ayan. So you're very lucky, no? Kasi si Sir Melvin, medyo ano talaga, he really guides, no? Yung nasa community niya. Okay, so hintayin lang natin 1 minute siguro for others. Ayan, no? So na-appreciate daw no, I do not have any qualms because I'm coming in blind and I appreciate how I am taught with the basics. So I don't know if napansin ninyo, no, mostly ng sessions namin are educational talaga. And hopefully, na-educate naman kayo from the basics to the stock picks talaga. So, pasalamat kay Sir Melvin for actually organizing this session for you. Ayan, no, deeper discussion. So, sige lang po, dahan-dahan. Kasi, ano naman, introduction pa lang naman ngayon. Alright, so siguro nahihiya yung iba. So, thank you, no? So, if meron kayong feedback, punta na lang kayo dyan later. Happy to hear your feedback po. So, again, feel free to invite us for a free webinar. Saan man kayo, no? From Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao, paalam nyo lang through Sir Melvin para we can assist you. We have actually basic sessions. Ngayon is Stock Market 101, but we can also conduct Mutual Funds 101, Classic Website Navigation, and next level, yung mga fundamental ratios. No? We can discuss this in detail from earning from dividends in undervalued stocks or through PE ratio to pick stocks, and even intro to technical analysis. Now, let us know if you'd like us to conduct exclusive session for Traders Plus. Pwede naman natin yan ma-arrange. Fix na natin yung schedule. Then, we also have recurring or periodical sessions like yung binanggit ni Royce kanina about, yun nga, no? Pasalamat tayo kay Royce kasi nanggaling pa siya dito sa Philippine Stock Market Wrap-Up. Tapos diretso siya dito sa event natin. So, yan. So, I know very si Royce. Baka, na siya, hardworking masyado si Royce. Then, we also have Guided Investor, Fearless Trader. Wherein ngayon, advanced naman yung session na we're going to tackle. So, upcoming pa to siya tawag nito, this March, ano na ba ngayon? March, April. So, advanced session, ito yung mga matutunan ninyo. So, industry-specific factors and metrics, the good and the bad in analyzing financial statements, actual valuation calculation, matutunan nyo doon yung discounted cash flow approach, dividend discount model, and sum of the parts. So, matutunan nyo doon sa advanced fundamental analysis. Sa following na week naman yan, advanced technical analysis. And ako, honestly, I'm very excited. No? Kahit ako, I'm excited to attend this session. Kasi, ituturo ni Sir Aaron dito yung pattern-based technical setups, trend strength indicators, and ito talaga, I'm very interested about this. How to use the Elliott wave analysis in identifying opportunities and managing the trade. And I'm very proud to share with you that si Sir Aaron is actually, bago lang niya napasa yung certified market technician. So we can learn a lot from him talaga. Okay, additional sa natutunan natin dito sa Traders Plus. So nandyan yung link, visit nyo lang to learn more about this session. So we also have YouTube channel, no? So subscribe nyo na rin. After you subscribe to Traders Plus, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for different webinars. Then, one account for all your investment needs. If you'd like to trade your desktop, your laptops, or even mobile phones, pwedeng-pwede yan. Especially kami, medyo tech, yung upgraded kami sa mobile app. You can buy and sell stocks with your phones, put conditional orders, and even access the research reports from your mobile phones. Alright, so download niyo ng First Metro Sec Go. All this convenience within your reach through Finance Asia's Philippines Best Broker for 2017, 2018, and 2020. Here's a First Metro Sec. We have a hashtag, Your Future First. So if you have questions, punta lang kayo dun sa help center namin, help.firstmetrosec.com.ph, or you can even join our growing First Metro Sec family sa Facebook and Viber. No? So, ayan. So, we also have a Viber group chat for clients. So ayan, you can let us know if you're an active First Metro Sec account holder already, we can add you to this. Then ito rin, if you'd like to follow us on social media, search nyo lang at First Metro Sec. If you have follow-up niyo sa account opening niyo, this is the account opening email, accountopening@firstmetrosec.com.ph. If you have concerns regarding your account, pwede lang kayo mag-email sa customer service at firstmetrosec.com.ph. If meron naman kayong, if you'd like us to reach out to your organization or conduct special sessions sa inyo for free, email lang kayo dito sa market education at firstmetrosec.com.ph. So with that, thank you. And I'd like to give the floor back to Sir Melvin.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir JP, and of course, to Sir Royce. No? Sa totoo lang, napakaswerte natin kasi yung mga na-share nila, highly valuable talaga. Imagine, it's like sharing or picking the mind of research analyst and sharing it to us. So, and of course, yung nabanggit ni Sir JP on how to open the trading account. Meron tayo nung link, no, or referral code kung tawagin yon, yung promo code o event natin, yung Traders Plus. Pakisulat nyo lang po para madali rin natin kayong matrap. Nang sa ganun, maa-assist natin kayo kaagad kapag po may mga concerns kayo sa account opening nyo. Yung mag-follow up, no? And more so, may sasama ko rin po kayo sa ating Traders Plus group chat wherein itong sila Sir JP, sila Sir Robbie, sila Sir Andoy, and sila Sir Royce, no? Nagbibigay sila sa atin ng mga insights. Okay? Kagaya po kung ano yung mga update natin in the market, ano po yung mga may parating na dividends. Okay? Malaking bagay po yan. And of course, don't forget also to visit our YouTube channel, Traders Plus by Melvin Jason De Vera. May upload ko rin po itong recording nung webinar tonight. Plus may mga iba pa rin po tayong mga videos doon, mga short videos like technical analysis on moving average or support and resistance, mga inside bar trading, okay, and also other asset class investing and trading, no, like forex, andun din po. And of course, we also have session about mutual fund. Kaya ko po talaga minabuting ma-invite sila Sir JP at sila Sir Royce dito. And actually, advocacy ko rin po kasi ang financial literacy. As a matter of fact, ito po yung weapon ko against mga scams. Nagkalat po kasi yan. Not only in a particular region but actually in the whole country. Nagkalat po yung scams. So, the best way to combat the scam is to educate our fellow countrymen. So kung naiintindihan nyo na kung paano nagwo-work ang stock market, hindi na po kayo mabibiktima ng mga nag-pretend po na nagpapa-invest. At tapos po ay mahihikayat kayo maglagay ng pera. Okay? Ang pagsug po dyan is yung pagbigay sa inyo ng kaalaman kung paano po talaga mag-invest, paano po mag-trade, paano mag-open ng account. Okay? At ang mga kausap nyo po ay mga registered po sa Securities and Exchange Commission. Ako man din po, yung pangalan ko mache-check nyo rin sa SEC, sa mga Capital Market Participants Registry System. So, sigurado kayo na yung kausap ninyo, isang registered capital market professional, at pati po yung institution na aming ino-offer sa inyo. Kaya po ako namimili rin ng pinapartneran. Siyempre po, I only want to bring you all the best. Okay, so in terms of stock market trading, I've been trading with First Metro Securities for a long period of time na. Subok ko na po yan. Kaya po ito rin yung aking inire-recommend sa inyo po. Okay, so my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you. I know it's a Holy Week, an ECQ week, and still, andyan pa rin po kayo at umattend ng ating session. Maraming salamat po. Of course, to Sir JP and to Sir Royce, thank you rin po. Happy investing and happy trading. Keep safe po. Stay healthy po tayo lahat. Maraming salamat po. Goodbye po. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po sa lahat. Maraming salamat.